Everybody is always talking about how millennials don't want to stay at a job, how we don't like going to work. This week, we're going to tell you exactly what the problem is at work. We be stressed, y'all don't be paying us enough, and y'all want too much. Tune in this week on Textually Active. Episode of Textually Active.
Textually Active.
We was off last week, but we back. We feeling good. We ready to talk about relationships, friendships, and all the ships in between. We getting into it. I got Meezy with me.
You know the fucking vibes.
EA is on the boards. we had a good Memorial Day weekend.
I don't feel it yet. Hold on. Couldn't get it out, bro. I'm still in relax mode.
You couldn't get the gang shit out?
Back to work, but still smell like a vacation.
Yeah. It was a good time.
Gang shit.
Whole lot of TA shit. Sometimes you just need to take a break for your mental health. And I realized May was a long behind month. Like, we was in May. We started doing the text thread. It's back to back to back to back to back. But in order to give y'all fresh content, we got to take some time for our mind.
True.
Enjoy the things that we like to enjoy doing. So, we back though.
May was a bitch. That shit was long as fuck.
It was really long. I looked up Mother's Day, a lot of birthdays, EA Day.
Okay. Just wanted to see.
But it was a lot of work. It's funny that we were able to take a break from work, because that seems to be like the topic of conversation, especially around like athletes and what they have going on.
Yeah.
So during the break, seeing all of those things that people have to go through at work, kind of got me thinking about like, what does it all mean?
Yeah, it's a lot of shit going on in the world when it comes to work and mental health. These niggas is out here wilding. You
know what I seen on Twitter, and I probably seen it. You guys probably seen this meme, but it's a meme that was going around. It was like, God really put us on this earth, and we could have did anything on this earth, but instead we decided to go to work and pay bills.
Hey, listen.
Like, we could be on this world doing whatever. Like, everything could be everything. But we decided to spend our time, create money, and make everything about money and luxuries. Like,
I know, I've never understood how we even got
like, how did we get here?
Why they don't tell that story in school and shit?
Right.
About how at some point they was just like farming and doing all this kind of shit. Then niggas started warring, but lives never changed. And then out of nowhere, corporations happened.
Right.
Slavery and shit.
You really fighting the fact of there being
capitalism?
Farming? Right. No, farming.
I mean,
you good with that?
What I'm saying is,
we could have lived off the land.
People lived off the land at one point. Like, Moses was a fucking shepherd. Jesus was a carpenter. Like, they had jobs. But these motherfuckers didn't have multi-million-dollar entities. They didn't have a HR department. Who you think Jesus called when they grabbed that motherfucker and put him on a cross?
A bank to hold your money.
He didn't call nobody.
All I say, Meezy, I got 3 beans. What you got on it? You like, man, I got a stick. What you want to do? You want to trade?
Trade. I need that. I need them beans. You need this stick.
Let me borrow your rock real quick. I'll trade you my rock for your stick. Like,
it's a lot of shit that's like, I just don't understand how we got here. And so now with these companies, money seems like it's the end goal. How they get to it really don't matter. If that mean they gotta lie to us about what it is. Like, I was at work the other day and there was a sign that said, come celebrate Pride Month with us this month. And I'm like, you do realize the only way the people who are happy about Pride Month can see this sign is if they already come in here? Like, they was already gonna come in here to shop before, and now they can see the sign and be happy that they did what they were supposed to do.
Is it just me, or does Pride seem like extra gay this year? Like, no offense, because I've even seen gay people saying this. Like, y'all going real hard this year for Pride. Like,
be a part of Pride.
And it comes off cheesy.
Yeah.
Like, I support LGBTQ plus, whatever you want to do, that's your choice. I don't give a damn. But it looked cheesy, and it kind of reminds me of when we were saying this with Black Lives Matter and how they were going around for us.
They used the same template on Canva.
Yeah.
They used the exact same template. They just changed the background,
you know
changed
what?
the font.
We got to let the people know we support them because we don't want them to feel like it's hate, and it's been a rough year. Rainbow here, rainbow logo here. I support this. We gonna gay it up here, and I'm like, y'all, like,
they don't care.
I don't know if this is real. Care. This is giving fake.
You don't care.
So anyway, this week I wanted to talk about the effects of work and labor and how it's been taking a toll on people and where work falls in like your priority. Like, where does being a worker, making money fall in your list of things that are important? Because we've seen this week that it'll take a toll on you if you let it.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've seen with you, I mean, I feel like you have a firsthand experience of being at work, hating it, and the effects that it takes on you. So I want to talk about that this week. I know a lot of y'all listen to us while y'all at work. And if you at work right now, I don't know, maybe this might not be the time because I'm going to tell you, fuck that job. So,
all right.
Let's put our seatbelts on. Let's get into it.
As a 30-year-old black man, I've learned that I was conditioned to think work was important.
Okay.
Because those were the things that were instilled in my life, right? Like, my mom has this whole ideology about like not, you know, they're from that generation of you can't quit a job until you get a new one. What you gonna do for money? What are you about to do? You can't be no lazy ass nigga sitting at home doing this, playing PlayStation. None of this shit was like, none of that shit was acceptable. Like, you had to get a job. And so as I get older, I start to realize like some of this shit ain't right. Like, I mean, I'm also not one of those guys that's like blame the parent. I'm cute. My parents are the reason that no, it's not that. But it's also like, bro, for a person like me who has found himself in his 20s and now 30s, I was very creative. I could have probably did something with that, but I never got a chance to because I remember in like high school, I had a chance to go work for the local news and do like sports and videography back then. Reason I didn't get to go do it, had to go to work after school. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And I guess that's their way of showing you responsibility and shit like that. But like, bro, my life probably would be a lot easier now if I would have took those chances back then.
Yeah, during the time when like, you could have
some development was happening
to figure out.
Yeah.
So why do you feel like it would be easier?
Because I would have I spent from 16 to 18 I had a job. Same. I went to college. I came home from college at 19. From 19 till now, I've had a job. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I wrecked my car the day after graduation. So when I came home from school, when I left the school, I didn't have a car. So when I came home, I was like, I gotta buy a car, which means I had to go get a job. That job led to another job. Like, it's just me constantly working and not understanding that I need to do other shit that can help me better myself. But it's just, I just got this, like, only way I eat is if I work. Yeah. Like, nobody else is taking care of me mind state.
And I think the only way, or one of the main ways for you to, like, say if you wanted to learn a skill, is that you have to sacrifice that time that you would spend at work to learn that skill.
Exactly.
And if you wanted to do something like cosmetology, like, that's an all-day thing.
Yeah.
If you wanted to go to culinary school to learn how to cook, that's an all-day thing.
Yeah.
Or you would be... I mean, because there is a way I did work full time and go to school at the same time, but it took me a lot longer.
And I think it's just like a generational thing. Like, some of them niggas didn't get a chance to do that. Like, they didn't get a chance. Like, I know we always talk about like black wealth and all of this shit, but you gotta understand, if my grandparents owned a grocery store and my parents then took over the grocery store and I had to spend all my time working at that grocery store when I was a kid, I probably don't want to work at this fucking grocery store no more. I want to go do the shit that I want to go do. and not live through your dream of what you think I should do. I don't want to do that shit no more.
So I feel like we all kind of got trained to work at a young age because what age did you get your first job and what was it?
I worked in patient food at the hospital when I was 16.
Okay. I worked at a sub shop when I was probably like 16. I was old enough to drive. I just learned how to drive, and that was the first thing that I had to do.
Right.
Because you needed money to be able to pay for gas. Prom was coming up.
Shit was lit back then.
Yeah, but you had to work. So that was like your main priority is if I could get money if I go to work. The funny thing is that when I was in high school, I was still doing hair. Like I would do people's hair and make a little side money on that. But it was like that wasn't something that I wanted to do. Like I don't see myself doing hair because I know how long it takes. And if somebody was to tell me, yo, I'm not really feeling this, after I do their hair, it's going to be a problem. But from there, it's like work. And you never take a moment to realize, like, dang, it's hard to realize there's more to life when your priority is on work.
Exactly.
And then you get older and you realize how much time you spend at work and how it takes away from everything. I'm fortunate enough not to have to go to work 40 hours a week, 5 days a week.
Yeah.
But I do understand if you are working that and you have to take care of a household and then you have to go to school.
That shit is a lot for like your mental.
Yeah.
Like a lot for your mental. Like I be like sitting here.
It's people that work more than 40 hours a week.
And I be like, shit. Like the concept is always, oh, they probably make good money. But it's probably like, yeah, but they fucking probably spend all their time sleeping, away from their family, away from their friends, doing shit they like, taking care of shit. Imagine you work fucking more than 40 hours a week and you do it at night.
Yeah.
And you spend your entire day sleeping when motherfuckers is out here in the street, like, trying to handle business, and you need to go fucking register your car, but nigga, I just got off work. I ain't got time for this. Like, it's a lot of shit that go into that. And that shit, like, I spent the majority of my 20s on third shift. And
what's third shift? Like night, overnight?
Overnights, bro. Like doing that shit and trying to figure out why don't I have enough rest to go live my dreams and do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a really rough, I got to a really rough period, like 25, 26s. And like at 25, 26 is when I had to decide, like, bro, none of this shit matters. Like, I was the guy that when you looked at attendance sheet for work, he probably called out from work this entire calendar year twice.
Nah.
Like missing family events and missing creative shit that I done did, couldn't go because I had to work. Like, I was that guy. But then like one day, something like switched and I had something to do. And I was like, you know what? These motherfuckers don't care about me, bro. I'm calling in. They'll figure that shit out.
I joined Team Fuck That Job at age like 25. When I came here, I was working at a restaurant and I was working at another job part-time. So I had two jobs and I was going to school. And mind you, like you, never called out. Never I did call out, but not too much. But when I went in there to try to put my time in the respectful way and say, yo, I need this day off because it's my nigga birthday, they was looking at me like, what do you mean? And tried to tell me that I couldn't take it off. And I'm like, that's funny because I'm not going to be here. Right. So you can either take this request or you could take this 2 weeks notice.
You can either take this request as a, hey, I'm letting you know, or you can take this as, I
won't come back.
I knew I wasn't here.
Right. And we could deal with it afterwards.
Exactly.
But it's just the ownership that they feel like they have over your job, over you and your life when you work for a job. I can't believe there are people out here who don't call off, who don't take off, who don't do anything because they feel like it makes them a better employee. And it's just like,
to the point that, this is how fucked up the entire system is. People that don't do that, to the point where the companies tell you, hey, you can't have but so much PTO time. Like, fam,
it accumulates and they be like, nah,
you can't. You got too much. How, bro? Like, how do I have too much? Like, why am I not allowed to? I don't even use it. Like, why can't I have it? Like, I remember it was a story about a postal worker who was about to retire and he never called off work, always went to work. He was supposed to retire. It was like February. He was supposed to retire in December. He never had to go to work again. That's how much PTO time he had. From February to December. He didn't have to go back to work.
Wow.
And he was retiring. So his last day, he had to go to work just to clock in and clock out and leave.
That's crazy. I just think you have to, you got to weigh it on a scale though, because there are jobs that people enjoy. There are things that you do love to do, but there also are those jobs that you just really can't stand. And you get there and you realize how much of a toll it's taking on your life. I learned for me, in order for me to be happy at work, I need to be doing something that's making a change or helping. Really? I enjoy helping. I didn't know That's why I started off as a teacher, because I enjoy helping and having an impact on kids. Then I went to what I do now and helping businesses grow, helping with their thing, helping the community, all of those different things. I want to be able to say, I go to work, I did this, and this made that happen. I don't want to go to work doing busy work just to help a corporation make money. Like, I need to know that my work is paying off because I have a purpose. Purpose is to help people. If I'm helping you indirectly through my job, that's what I want to do. But I'm not going to be happy in a place where I just go and I'm feeding niggas. Like, that's not making me happy. I'm not doing that. Or in a job where you see me as less than, and I'm just another number. I'm just going and moving stuff around. Like, I don't feel happy in that. So whatever I'm doing needs to be fulfilled. But even if you are doing something that makes you happy, what's the work environment like? Are you being micromanaged? Is your boss an asshole? Are you being discriminated against because of your color? Do people feel a different way about you? Like, what is the work environment that you're going into? I feel like being in COVID, it taught us that we don't need to be doing all this stuff that y'all tell us that we need to do. We don't need to go into the office 5 days a week, be there for 8 hours and do all these things. We could work at home. And I think where it got mixed up is that these businesses think that you at home playing around. I can't play around at home because you constantly on my line. You in my email box. You're trying to figure out what I'm doing, where I'm at. Like, I could work from home. So I think once they realized how much money they could save, they was like, all right, we'll let people keep working from home because we don't got to pay that rent no more. We don't got to pay that electric bill. But what?
I was playing a little bit.
Okay, I played too. I got my work done though, but I was playing. But you still have to do work. It's all about the environment.
Niggas are speaking from a place of privilege.
And it also but it also taught people who are at home that you don't gotta put up with that shit. I'm not about to be disrespected in my house.
But you are talking from a place of privilege right now.
But there are people who
have privilege. Yes,
that's not privilege.
That's privilege.
It's not privilege.
You just sat here and explained that you knew your purpose. Now I'm sitting beside you saying, "Good for you." Because a lot of motherfuckers out here don't know their purpose. A lot of these motherfuckers have jobs that they gotta go to make ends meet. They can't work from home. It ain't no work from home when you work at McDonald's. Ain't no work from home when you gotta go get these fucking packages that you niggas that was at home ordering all day. I gotta come bring them to you. Ain't no work from home for that.
I don't think it's privilege though, because I had to sacrifice stuff to get to the point where I could say that I want to work for my purpose.
And it's a lot of motherfuckers out here who's sacrificing is bringing the shit that you enjoy. Like, that's their sacrifice. I'm leaving my family during a time where motherfuckers are stuck in the house because we're in a pandemic, and I'm going out here working every fucking day and then fucking taking a risk to catch COVID to deliver packages for motherfuckers working at home.
Yeah, but
like, it's a lot of people who struggle. I don't like
I'm offended by the word privilege. I don't like privilege.
It's privilege.
It's not privilege. It's something you work for. Privilege is like, it makes it sound like you're entitled, like you feel a certain, no, like I'm harvesting the fruits of my labor.
What is the fruits of your labor?
The fruits of my labor
was a pandemic.
No, it wasn't not even outside of the pandemic. But in order to get to the place where I have the ability to work from home, I had to make some sacrifices.
And also, you just happened to have a job that allowed you to do that.
But in order to get that job, I had to make sacrifices.
So
let me jump in. Guys, go in your corners. Okay. All right. So the definition of privilege, right, is a special right, advantage, or immunity granted available only to a particular person or a group.
Yeah.
So the advantage piece, I can see where you're coming from, Easy. It's like I think where we kind of look at in terms of where the word privilege, we all know why we say privilege and why it's such a negative thing about
Them
it.
crackers.
Is
What?
mainly,
Toll House?
it's mainly because
Clubhouse?
we know that it's mainly because like to them it wasn't earned.
Okay, so I feel like you just called me Karen.
But if you worked hard to give yourself an advantage, that is a privilege that you have.
I don't like it.
I mean, we have a little bit of privilege.
The reason we get here is because it's like motherfuckers. I don't know. It's not even about what you do, how you do it, what you do. It's more so about like, how do you get to a place to even be like, you know what I'm saying, like that? How do you
stuff
start?
You got to do.
Yeah, like how do you even start that? Like,
first of all, you got to know what you want to do.
you gotta know what you want to do. You gotta figure that out.
So you're not wasting them people time.
So you're not wasting your time. Fuck them people. The people don't give a fuck. You just a number. Like you said, you're a number. If you can't get the job done today, somebody will get the job done tomorrow.
Right.
Like we're gonna find somebody. Like these niggas, you go on Indeed right now, they'll give you jobs for shit you didn't even know was open. Like who the fuck knew there was a dog groomer that needed somebody to just sit there? Like
or a nanny.
Where? Where is these jobs? So it don't really matter what it is. It's just you gotta figure out what it is that you want. Because I think it's a lot of people who don't mind being a number. You know what I'm saying? If the pay right, they're willing to be a number.
Yeah.
They don't care. Like, for a long time, as a number, it felt like this. It felt like...
That's actually funnier than it's
fire. It just felt like a nigga that it was always an emergency for something, bro. Like...
I gotta get like he's spitting, yo. Go ahead.
It felt like life was a fucking emergency and I couldn't escape this shit. Like, bro, like, how the fuck do you do all this cool shit online that people be like, oh shit, you did that was cool, how you do that shit, and yet I wake up every day and go to my 9 to 5, right? Because I didn't know a lot of this shit wasn't mine. Like, I could make money off it. I could monetize this shit. Mm-hmm. And at the time, it was just like looking and saying, like, I always think I was ahead of the curve for a lot of shit. I could have been so much more if I knew what it was that I was doing. Like, I do a lot of shit off whim.
Soulja Boy?
Oh, yeah.
Young Soldier?
Big Soldier vibes. Like,
Big was here before you got here.
Yeah. I was first.
He copied my whole flow, my whole
line
swag.
for line, bar for bar. And so, this is just me venting right now. I don't even know. It's me feeling like, bro, like, I thought that if you went to work every day, you would be rewarded for it somehow.
Oh my gosh, me too. I really did.
If
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
it don't even matter about how well you worked. If you went to work every day,
You get a reward.
you get rewarded.
So you don't get rewarded?
Now we start to talk about paychecks. Now paychecks
It's a
are
reward.
things, are a reward, but there are things given to you based upon you being there. Not based on what you did, not based on whatever it is.
No.
I've seen job opportunities be given to motherfuckers just because they was there.
So
Not because of how they work.
Are you saying because?
What do you mean, like promotions?
Yes.
Or like physical? Oh, okay.
Nah,
Promotions.
I've seen motherfuckers get rewarded for something.
So like tenure. So like that,
No.
that person was just there longer.
No, I was the guy. All right, here's the story. The job I had, it went under. And so there was a new company coming in and it was like, we're going to try to hire some of the old people.
It went under, meaning
Yes.
it got acquired by somebody else?
Yes.
Okay.
So they was like, we're going to try to make this transition as easy as possible, hire some of the new people. So, of course, we did what all people ain't supposed to do. You start talking numbers. What they offering, what they giving you, what you doing.
Wait, among the employees, all of y'all was like, yo, I'm getting.
Exactly.
I'm
the
getting
shit
what
we ain't
you
supposed to
getting.
do, everybody does it.
That's nasty.
It's nasty, but it happens. So, I actually had 2 jobs. I worked overnights and I worked mornings, so I worked a 12-hour shift. Versus my counterpart who only worked in the mornings, right? So when the time came to get a new job, they like, they asked me this, all these questions. My interview wasn't ever about me. It was about my coworkers. Literally about my coworkers. What do I think about them? How do they do what they do was, and I'm like,
oh, you was telling me, Z?
no, I'm sitting here like,
Scott.
why are you asking me about them?
I thought this was about me.
Yeah, do you know what I do? Because I, during the transition, I would leave before they ever got there. So they would never see me because I just spent all night in here working. I'm going home. I'm not waiting around to talk to y'all. Fuck y'all. I'm going home.
Imagine preparing for a job interview and they just going to ask you stuff that you already know off the top of your head.
So I'm like sitting here.
They're trying to get information so they could bag somebody else.
Exactly. And so I'm like, bro, this don't make no sense. So then the numbers got passed around. The girl that worked after me was getting paid more than I was from their offer.
Wait, hold on. Did she come in after you?
Yes.
Okay.
So
that plays into negotiation now.
And I'm like, what are we doing with these numbers? They not budging with the numbers. I had to quit.
The thing is, though, about working for somebody is they pay to acquire you.
Yeah.
They don't pay to keep you. So if you start at a certain number, you better buckle your damn seatbelt because you ain't gonna go that far up.
Never.
So you got to start as high as you can. That's why when you go into a job interview and they offer you a number, you always try to push for a little bit more.
That's why I never thought.
Because most times they starting at their minimum. They probably like, oh, we could get them for this amount, but they got a couple more for you.
That's why I never thought. I never thought those numbers that they were putting on Joe Budden asking for Spotify was wild. Like, fam, I watched Joe Rogan get 1 million, 100 million. Like, you asking for what you want to ask, all I can say is no.
It doesn't hurt.
And you could probably meet somewhere in the middle. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it just became a thing where it's like, bro, I am working and all of my hard work, nothing is coming from it. I can't care about this job no more. Like, I can't care about coming in here and doing this because number one, I'm not happy coming in here. Number two, I'm not happy at home because every time I turn around, it's me having to come back. Like, so I feel like what you're saying, like, you have to find out what you want to do because you waste more time for you than you do. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah. So I think once you figure out what you want to do, you got to perfect the skill and go into it so that when you go into these jobs and they asking you, oh, well, we want you to be able to socialize. We want you to be able to sell. We want you to be able to create stuff. You have something to fall back on when they're asking you, well, why can't we give you $30,000 a year? Why do we have to give you $40,000 a year? You could say, because I have a skill doing this. I've done this before. You guys said that you need this. I can do this. And then that's what helps you get to the next level. So it's kind of like you got to know how to play the game. And I think our issue is that we was brought up thinking that if I stay at a job for a long, long time, they're going to treat me really, really well. And I'm going to get all this seniority, all this PTO, and they're going to respect my wishes and all these things. When in actuality, no. Like, I'll get more money if I learn how to do shit from y'all first. And then I go to somebody else and say, hey, guess what I know how to do? It's a game.
It is.
It's a game.
I think a lot of that shit is trash, though. I feel like a lot of that shit is trash. Like, a lot of shit requires you to have fucking experience for some shit you gonna teach me anyway. You gonna teach me how to do a job, but you want me to at least figure out, like, have years of experience to teach me something, because every time you go to a new job, we don't do it the same way y'all used to do it.
You know what, though?
Like,
I started lying. Y'all not about to play with me. I bet you I could do it. I started lying. They be like, do you know how to do X, Y, and Z? Yeah. Sure, yeah. How many years experience you got? 2, 3 years. Get in that job, play around. and learn how to do it on YouTube, don't play with me. I went and got this piece of paper.
That's funny.
This should be enough. They told me if I get this piece of paper, y'all would hire me. Stop playing with me. When you ask me if I know how proficient I am in Excel, expert.
That's funny.
Okay?
That's pretty good.
Motherfucking expert. What I know how to do in Photoshop? All of it. I could put your mama right there in the picture with you. Can I? No. But are y'all gonna ask me to do that? Probably not. But am I gonna lie? Yeah. I'm gonna lie.
That makes sense, bro.
Because, like you said, they're gonna teach you how to do it. In every profession, you can't lie like that. When they start asking you to do math on that entry test, that's when it gets a little tricky. Because now they got the surveys. They want to know what you really know how to do, and it's like,
and it's built on a system that don't make sense anyway. When the last time you used cursive?
I signed a check.
We spent a whole quarter in 3rd grade learning how to use cursive because they thought this was going to take us for the rest of our lives. Mm-hmm. Used to get us for $180 for a TI-83 calculator. And I ain't had to use one of them in a very long time. Man,
the theories that you need to learn how to do, A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
Some of that shit still apply, but it's not as pointed as they make it.
A squared plus B squared means something? Pythagoreans?
Yeah, that is that. Yeah. It is.
Yeah, just not how you enunciate it.
How you say it?
Pythagorean. Yeah.
Pythagorean.
You got me messing up.
Huh?
I'll be back.
I got you messing up. You'll be back. Pythagorean's theory.
Here we go. But it's just like they teach. It's like you might as well. You might as well lie. Why not?
I am an advocate of this, and I heard this statistic this week. It's like, as women, we typically go into job searches and we won't apply for jobs that we don't know how to do everything in. Whereas men, specifically white men, they'll go in there with 1/3 of the qualifications and still apply and be in there swinging their penis around in the interview. Okay? Oh. So as women, I'm going in with that same energy.
Okay.
I'm going to have 2/3 of the experience, 1/3 of the skill set needed, and I'm going to apply. And I'm going to lie. That's it.
Most of the jobs I've had in my life.
The lie thing is what's killing me.
It's so crazy, right?
It is so killing me. And it's like...
it ain't even like,
I'm not
pretend it's just lie.
Okay, exaggerate. Okay. Because most times I do have a base. I'm not just straight lying.
You know how to turn on a computer?
Base. I know how to turn on the computer. I can open it up.
I checked emails before. What the fuck?
Bro, do you know how to do Google ads? I ran an ad for TA before. Yeah. What do you mean?
Absolutely. And
analytics? Crazy. Yeah, I analyze my bills every month. What are you talking about?
What?
Research.
Logistics.
My friend said that was his baby mom, and she wanted me to research if they was together or not. And I did it. Research. All the skills you need. You have a skill set.
Niggas start
Put
talking
it on your resume.
Niggas start talking logistics. You go to Google Maps. I know how to get from A to B.
My resume literally has podcast, something related to podcasts.
I've mailed a package before.
I mailed it. Surgery. I sewed my pants together before.
This nigga, but that's the thing we need to talk about, because there's a lot of jobs whose requirements are a fucking lot, and some jobs that should require.
I said, police officer.
Hey, listen,
police officer.
I don't think it. They got like billboards that say join the police department. Like I don't think that's how y'all should. I don't think just off the street I should just be able to be like
16 weeks.
I don't think that's right. Like I had a homegirl that's a doctor, and she went to med school. She went to pre-med, did all of this, but didn't pass the test. And I'm thinking, oh, she should probably be able to take a test again, right? It's like, but how many times can you take the test until you realize maybe I shouldn't be a doctor? Like, if I could keep taking the test over and over, I don't feel like you should be the doctor.
The difference, though, is if doctors F something up, they get in trouble.
Police.
If they F something up, you might be all right.
I mean, you get to be a news story for a while.
Yeah, but you might. Yeah. This too shall pass.
It's a lot of jobs in the world that probably should require more qualifications, because you put a lot of people. You're here to do a service for people that
certain jobs you can't lie for.
Yeah, you can't. You can't. Like that one kid that lied and said he was a doctor and became the meme. It's like, bro.
Shout out to him. I wonder how he doing.
He did it twice.
Did it twice. Like the kid at Howard that was stealing money from financial. Like,
but the thing is, the higher up you get, and this is kind of what
And he was about to be a lawyer too.
this is what keeps me up at night. Is are people skilled enough to get? Are they getting the skills they need to do these important jobs? Are more people going out there? Because I feel like the supply and the demand is a little thrown off. The demand for doctors and nurses is at all-time high, meaning that they would do a little bit more to get people to fill those positions. So it's kind of like, are you all lowering your standards so that you could let more people in so that you have seats and butts in those seats?
hey, that is
They're not doing that.
Okay, but that's what keeps me up at night.
That's not what's happening.
What if the pilot that flew my plane, like,
was Denzel Washington?
yeah.
So I'm gonna throw this in there. So when you guys have been to the doctor before, right? I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm a
but
black man. No.
You a black man?
or you've been to some place where they had to have a license in order to do what they needed to do.
A barber.
Right. Sure. So, but I bet you none of you guys have ever asked where they graduated in their class. You just have the assumption that if they have the paper, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just think that's where we're at with that.
That's everything,
It's so
though.
scary, though.
That's everything.
What if this doctor had to take the test 5-6 times?
That's everything. But that's everything.
But
Like,
also, what if they don't get enough people to fly planes? And like I said, they get desperate and they start hiring people. That keeps me up at night. Like, what if the people that they hiring for these positions ain't enough because they can't find workers? Like, I already seen it happen in the service industry. And no shade, y'all stay your ass at home if they ain't treating you right. Stay home.
bro.
But you know how many times, fuck you, Tropical Smoothie, but you know how many times I've been to Tropical Smoothie and y'all motherfuckers is closed because y'all don't got enough employees?
Bro, you know Bojangles had to nerve to tell me the other day they were only selling
What?
Supremes and tenders. They weren't selling bone-in chickens because they didn't have enough people to work.
Who fault is that? Do better, Bojangles.
But my thing is, don't you deep fry the fucking tenders and Supremes the exact same way you deep fry the chicken? I didn't come here for tenders and Supremes. You could just make all this shit. I'm so confused, bro.
I mean, I'm not here trying to cape. I'm just saying, like, it could be done a certain way.
It can be done.
No, I mean, meaning like it has to be done a certain way. That's why they can't do it.
So the motherfuckers that work there don't do it? Why are you not training the people that work for you to be able to do this? So when you don't have enough employees, somebody can do it.
They need to take a note out of Tropical Smoothie book and just close it.
This is one of those situations, right? Imagine you work in a warehouse, right? And the standard practice is that, hey, if you use this ladder, you need to have someone to help you, right?
Right.
Because someone needs to hold the base to make sure you don't fall, right?
Right.
And if me and you are the only people that do this or whatever, and you're not there, yeah, I'm gonna as a owner, I'm gonna say, sorry, we're not doing that today because we don't have the proper people.
Well, what I'm telling you is, instead of having the motherfucker who can sweep, how about you cross train them to do more than just one fucking job?
But then you're gonna want me to pay you more.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's another thing about these.
You got him already. Just train him. He already done signed this paper to say I'll show up Monday through Friday.
So I can hate him?
It don't matter.
Because you know what? If the guy who got the broom is also doing the dishes, they're gonna look at my ass like you not doing enough. But I'm of the belief that I'm not doing goddamn shit else until you pay me.
I quit a job last week because I didn't like what was going on.
Tell me more.
Oh, breaking news. I guess. Like, I'm confused.
I quit a job last week because the shit that they was asking me to do made no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, I was qualified enough to get the job.
Yeah.
But the responsibilities of the job that you was asking me to do.
It wasn't what was in the job description, huh?
I didn't know I would have to make bread.
Funny how that works.
Yeah, like, you didn't tell me that when I started working, it wouldn't be just one position. It would be doing all of them.
Stop being vague in your job descriptions.
Please.
That's why when you get in that interview, you got to ask the details. What major projects do you have coming up?
Nobody
what
knows.
does the day look like in my job?
Niggas be desperate, bro. I'm just trying to come in here and not fuck this interview up. So next week when them new Jordans come out, I can afford them.
But I think that's the problem. We got to stop going into jobs like that. I know, I mean, it's different. It depends on what you're applying for. But you have to go into the job like you are the resource. They need you just as much as you need them. But the moment that you are desperate, and it reads as desperate, is when they start feeling like they could just bring you in and do whatever. I'd be going in there, like I said, lying, exaggerating, chin up, because I'm an asset. Like, I am a tool for your job. I'm going to help you be better in this way. And instead of like going in there like, I need money, it's just desperate. But like you said, it's privilege. Everybody doesn't have that.
I just told them it wasn't for me. Like, I sent them a text message. That's how I quit last week.
What do you mean?
I sent a text message to the office and was like,
you have somebody's cell phone number?
no, they have like a work phone. I sent a text message to the work phone and was like, I'm not coming. Thank you for the opportunity, but I'm not coming back.
It's okay.
Because it was a lot of, so, all right.
I'm triggered.
All right.
I'm shooketh.
All right, let's have a moment of clarity.
Mm-hmm.
I've quit 3 jobs in the last 10 months because I felt my mental health be affected immediately.
Walk it like you talk it, because...
And the reason that I did this was because I've never felt like this before.
Like what?
I've had a bunch of bullshit jobs in my life that, regardless of the duration, be a week. The least I've ever worked a job was a week, a Monday to Friday. That was my last day. Versus a job that I had for 5 years. In the last 10 months, I have not felt like, bro, this ain't gonna work until now. And these is like jobs that pay well, but I'm like, bro, this not gonna work. I don't want to feel like this. And a lot of the overall thing that people keep telling me about my last job, well, the first job that I quit, was you didn't seem happy.
The 5-year job that you have? Mm-hmm.
Everybody's like, you didn't seem happy. You wasn't a person to be around when you did it. And I continue to tell people, it wasn't the job, it was the circumstance that was making me unhappy. Like, bro, like, working overnights, you don't get enough rest because then people ask you to do other shit during the day.
Right.
So then, thanks to COVID, they was added more work to my plate that was making the rest of my life more difficult. So there was when I decided I couldn't feel like this no more. It was already on top of, nigga ain't go on vacation in 2 years because, like you said, I was the only nigga that could do my job. And if you can't be here, can't nobody do it, you can't go. So when you add that on top of, like, bro, everybody else is telling me that you're not a good person. The job is fine. I can do it. It's all right. It pays enough. I'm cool. But when I started to feel like, bro, all right, it's another day I got to go do this. It's another day I got to, like, stop having, like, a life. It's like, all right, I got to go.
Yeah.
And so then I did that. I sat at home. And then, I sat at home for a little bit. And I got another job. And
so what do you think are the signs that people should probably not be working for a job? Because we know, I mean, mine are trivial. Mine is mine is, are you making enough money? Is your boss getting on your job? Is the work what you signed up for? Is it helping you progress further in your career? Is this what you got your damn degree in? Because I be damned. Like, I know it sounds crazy. I'm not working somewhere. I would not like to work somewhere that doesn't utilize what I paid money for and what I paid money to do. You know what I mean? So what would you say are reasons that people should probably reevaluate their situation.
For me lately, it's been about anxiety.
Okay.
Does this job make me anxious?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't work for the entire month of May. And the days that I did go to work, it was me waking up at 5 a.m. going, bro, I really don't want to do this shit. Like, if I was off the day before, it was me going to bed at a reasonable time the day before and thinking, bro,
that Sunday feeling.
Like, I'm having dreams about not wanting to go. That's how bad it got.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, I can't do this. When I got to work, I'm looking at the clock for this 8-hour shift thinking, bro, how the fuck am I going to get through this 8-hour shift? Like, you gotta literally weigh your things. Is this job important enough to you that you'll put up with this bullshit? Is this job securing you enough that whatever throws at you, you willing to do it? And if you can't answer that, you gotta say, fuck this job. You have to figure out some shit for you now, bro. Like, nobody else is gonna be here. I'm fucking having nightmares about a job I just got.
Bro, not your job affecting your household.
Just now. I just got this job last week and I'm already having nightmares because I don't want to do it.
Not you coming home unhappy.
Yeah, like, I gotta go, bro.
That's where I draw the line. When I come home and I realize this in my current I realized this in one of my jobs that I had before, is that I just come home angry.
Yeah.
And I don't like that feeling because your home is supposed to be a place of peace. So if you're having nightmares about work, probably should go there. I know the feeling. I know the feeling.
When you start feeling unappreciated for the work that you do. For being like, even like the 5-year job, I had tenure. Like, nobody could do what I do. Nobody could understand the shit. All of this is situation, and I can feel all the situations. But every time I turn around, it's you didn't do ABC, or you didn't do. I got it done, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like, this ain't what you wanted. Like, it got to the point where I would leave TA and go home and show up to work late just because I could.
Go home and do what?
Sit down. Sit down. Stop and get something to eat. Go home, sit down, eat, then go to work.
No, yeah.
To the point where it's like, bro, no, I don't even care about this because I don't even care if I'm here or not. Like, you just want me to be here. Like, you don't give a fuck what I do. I got here. It's like, bro, it ain't even important that what I do is awarded. Like, no, you don't see what I do, so it don't matter what I do.
So how do you feel? I mean, the other argument that's going around, we talked about working salary jobs, working like hourly, and then working I don't know, just working.
Right.
So we didn't talk about the situation that's going on in athletics and how they are starting to feel a way about the way that they're being treated. And people's argument is, oh, well, they get paid millions of dollars, so they should be like okay with that stuff happening.
They don't.
And I feel like I'm tired of it because at the end of everything, I'm a human. And it don't feel good. Like, I have feelings, I have emotion, not a damn robot.
I don't think what they get paid has shit to do with whatever they do.
No, it's not an excuse to treat anybody any type of way.
The people who make these rules, you don't even know their names.
Right.
So you're not as important as the people. We know their names, we know their faces. Yes, they work for you, but what are you doing to change policies or help these people? Like, nigga, they are spitting at athletes and throwing bottles at athletes. And at no point has the league come out and said,
y'all gotta chill.
Or even say, you know what, maybe it was too soon to have fans. Not one time, like, fam, we are getting out of a pandemic, but them niggas are still antsy.
Right.
Like, they ain't even been able to move in a free world. Like, and I think us as people, we gotta start looking at ourselves and realize this shit is not real. I don't give a fuck how diehard you are for a team. I don't give a fuck if your granddaddy knew Magic Johnson before the HIV. You not important to this organization.
Y'all don't.
You don't do shit for this organization.
It's entertainment.
But how you be mad at a motherfucker for what they get made when they get paid when you supply it?
Right.
Like this.
You watching.
Like I can understand taxpayers being mad at police for not doing what they're supposed to do. Athletes do exactly what you buy jerseys, popcorn, concessions, tickets to do. Come entertain you. How are you mad at this?
It's crazy.
Like,
it's really gotten out of control.
You gotta start looking at ourselves and realizing we do stupid shit for no reason, for attention.
It's to the point where it's like you think that they work for you.
Yeah.
Or they're supposed to dance for you. Like, it's not.
Nigga,
it's
your
not
team
that.
lost. Fine. They'll play again next year.
They
You'll
told
probably be a
them
fan
guys
next year.
to shut up and dribble. What you mean, shut up and dribble? Like, it's out of control.
That's something where you think somebody's not qualified.
Right.
Like we were talking about earlier. And that's something where when you speak upon people and realize they have more influence than you just hate it.
Right.
You realize they have more influence than you and you hate and you want them to just do what they supposed to do. It's racist, but whatever. I mean, it's life. Like, you can't... Only white people think this is an issue. At no point did black people think what Marshawn Lynch was doing when he didn't want to go do press was wild.
Right.
Like, bro, I don't want to come talk.
Because
what do I need to come talk for?
You get to that point of fandom where it's kind of like you're weird. Like, you want to know too much about what's going on.
I don't care.
And I didn't sign up for this. I
Yeah,
signed
like,
up to play the game. Y'all asking all these bogus questions, so I'm going to give you bogus answers. Like, leave me alone. If you don't feel like doing it, don't do it. If it's affecting your mental health, give it a break. Give it a rest. It's not worth it.
I just think, like, shout out to Naomi Osaka, the tennis player.
Shout out to Naomi.
For, like, showing that, not one, that black women athletes are treated horribly, number one. Two, showing that, like, bro, listen, this shit ain't that important.
Right. The long-term effects of stress are not worth it in the day-to-day.
Yeah, like,
you
shit.
get headaches, heart problems, high blood pressure, stomach aches, anxiety. Like, you really can't function in your day-to-day life. So I'm glad that I feel like we're a part of the change in the workforce, being able to be the ones to say, like, this is where I draw the line.
Yeah, like,
this is too much. Y'all wanting too much. Y'all need to dial it back. And also being able to say that money sometimes ain't enough.
Money be enough sometimes.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm sitting here and I'm listening, and I'm trying to be empathetic. I really am. In some cases, and of course, it's biased for me.
Yeah. Why is it biased for you?
I mean, primarily because I'm in the position to essentially employ, right? To contract and all that stuff like that. And yes, I do believe about being fair and about paying people their fair share. I think I do a good job in doing that. But just because you woke up this morning and you didn't really feel like doing something because you feeling kind of antsy, at the end of the day, I'm still contracting you, or paying you to do a job. Mm-hmm. Right. If you work in my space, or like that. So I'm just kind of like looking at that in like different aspects.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't think it's every job scenario though. I think it's the ones that you're unhappy at.
Because
if you are an unhappy employee, you're not going to do your job.
But then I also kind of look at it too, in the sense that, like I think you got to see what the end result, like what is the mean, what does the end look like, right?
Wouldn't you want them to leave if they unhappy though?
I mean, yes, but I know for me, in terms of what I have to go through, like I haven't had anyone to back me up. If I never linked up with a girl, I just never did like janky stuff where I could bum off people or whatever the case may be. I've always had to support myself. I never really lived around my parents to after school so that I can live at home. Like I just haven't had those opportunities.
A security blanket, safety net?
No, none of that.
So
I had to do what I had to do.
So you had to work the jobs that you didn't really want to work.
Yeah, and then I at least, if anything, I stayed there long enough to make sure that I can get out.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think it's true
for you because any job that you didn't like, you're not working there right now. So I think you took the steps, and you are of the belief too that you don't need to work somewhere that's not making you happy.
Yes, I agree, but then I just think there's just gonna be stuff where there's nothing gonna be perfect.
Yeah,
and I think that's where I'm at. Is like there's never the situation's ever gonna be perfect, and you gotta sometimes you have to sacrifice.
We could make
things.
it perfect though.
Yeah, I guess.
If we stop working for these jobs, they're going to change some of their habits.
I mean, it's one of those things where
I don't think so.
It's one of them things where it's all of this is hindsight.
Yeah,
because the motherfucker that came to work who didn't say nothing to nobody, didn't talk to nobody, didn't say shit, but did his work. Nobody said shit to that. But the motherfucker that came to work who didn't want to be there stops working, then you take notice. Like, that's when you take notice because something you want done ain't been done. Like, nobody cares. Like, what if I couldn't come to work today because my house just burnt down? Do you think, do you take sympathy for that? Or do you just be like, well, we still got this presentation due tomorrow?
Presentation due tomorrow?
Like, fam, I
don't have nowhere to live.
Like, I don't think showering tomorrow for this presentation may be an issue.
Right.
Like, because a lot of motherfuckers don't have that back.
But that's a big extreme. But I do understand because I get it, right? There's some jobs where they like basically election day should be, it's a thing, like election day should be a national holiday, right? Because it is a right that everybody has that we've pushed for everybody to do, but there are jobs that won't give people off so they can do it. So I get that, right? There's like those type of things, but like some things in terms of, I don't know. I think we talked about privilege, and I understand what Meezy was coming from in terms of not wanting to stay at that job, but there's a sense of privilege of quitting the job if there's not overlap, right? You bounce back super quick, so it is what it is. That but I just look at it in some cases, like sometimes where's the grit? Like sometimes we got to eat that shit to
for
get
what?
out.
How much
what?
saccharate? Well, I mean,
at what point do you just say, you know what, fuck it? Like, do I have to, like, look, whatever the American dream is, I feel like it's, you work hard, you become successful, you get to retire.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. My dad has had a job since he's 14. My dad is 55 years old. I'm not sure when he's going to be able to retire. That's the American dream. Oh, how about when he was 35, the job that he worked for decided, hey, we about to sell, y'all got to find new jobs. Where is this in this dream, bro? Where are these circumstances? Like, nigga, I've been putting up with shit. And today I came in and y'all just told us, tomorrow y'all don't have a job. Mm-hmm. Now I got to start all over. Some shit I didn't plan for. I was happy here. I was doing what I was supposed to do. This job helped. Like, it ain't no such a thing as put up with some shit. You don't know what's going to happen.
And the thing is weird. I know, like, I know there's it's like a gray area.
Yeah,
right?
it's weird.
Because everything, you can't treat it all the same. It's just that, I don't know. I just sit here and I'm just like, yo, like, I've had to bust my ass. I had to do stuff that I didn't want to do.
What they used to say, life ain't no crystal stair. Never heard that?
No.
Y'all never heard nobody say?
Why did you do it in that accent? You from Delaware.
I mean, that's how they sound.
That's the accent that I heard somebody said in it. Life ain't no crystal stair. Okay.
What's a crystal stair?
Meaning that it's easy. Like, you just walk up, it's crystal, it's nice. Anybody with a crystal stair is rich, right?
It's still...
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Continue.
Lost.
Stairs aren't easy.
Exactly.
I don't, but it could be. That's why they make elevators.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Crystal escalator.
Right. Like, life could be easy, but motherfuckers don't like.
But I mean, all right. So let's talk about this now.
It's perspective.
I know.
Actually, but whatever.
But so what about what? I mean, I know we're talking about work, right? In terms of having a job, having a place where you earn money.
Did you?
But what about?
Yeah, it came from "Life for Me Ain't Been No Crystal." Mother to Son by Langston Hughes Poetry Foundation, and in the poem she says.
Look at you, short and sizes.
She says, Well, son, I'll tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. And I think when I was reading it in school, that I was like, oh,
because you felt like she might have been a slave, so you said,
Okay. Okay, sorry, I just had to elaborate. Y'all want me to read the poem?
Now the accent is worse.
Well, son, I'll tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stairs. It's had tacks in it and splinters and boards torn up and places with no carpet on the floor, bare, but all the time, eyes have been.
Did you turn her mic off?
It does.
I should have, but
it says eyes have been a climbing
now
on.
I did. Now it's off.
And reaching
bro,
lands.
I don't know what she's
and
doing
turning
right now.
corners. Okay.
I was confused.
So it goes to show.
Oh, please do not use this as your. Go ahead.
The title is "Life Ain't Been No Crystal." It goes to show that you've been expected to go through a little bit of a sacrifice and suffering to get to the bigger reward. But I mean,
I also feel like that poem was written from a black perspective, and
our eyes are still going, honey. Eyes are still
which is
climbing.
also the other problem that poem is written from a black perspective. How you think that same perspective would be from a white?
I woke up on top of the crystal stair. Like what? Anyway, let's go ahead and take a break and come back with our final thoughts for the episode.
I don't. It's different.
I woke up on top of the crystal stair. And we're back. So for our final thoughts, I wanted to touch a little bit more on the crisis of workers in America. We've all seen it driving past the stores, now hiring. Every store you go in, now hiring. Sorry, we're closed. We don't have enough employees. What do we think is going to come from this? Because if you let certain people tell it, they'll just say, oh, everybody's sitting at home lazy because of COVID, this, that, and the third. And I wanted to know what you guys think about it, where you think it's going to go.
Nowhere. It's going to be the same bullshit. And motherfuckers is just going to figure out a way to get through it. Like, fam, niggas, they don't pay the teachers well. And teachers been teaching forever. And this nigga, Joe Biden, talking about he finna add, he's about to add 2 more years of preschool and 2 years of community college through a program. And when I heard it, all I was trying to figure out is, if you add these 2 years of preschool to help with daycare fees or whatnot, who's these people you gonna get to be the teachers when you don't got enough teachers now because teachers don't get paid well enough? Mm-hmm. And part of your whole fucking government view of how societies run is about getting education. Mm-hmm. Don't make sense. People just say stupid shit and hope that like it'll work out.
So you think people are going to just go back to work?
Oh, eventually. If you stay at home long enough and shit ain't working out right, you'll take a part-time at Tropical Smoothie because your real job ain't paying you enough.
Right.
So they'll figure something out. They'll figure something out.
I think eventually they may find it, but my hopes for the situation is that it changes the way that employers are looking at the jobs that they're offering people. Because if a pandemic can take you out of business and out of workers, where are you doing the work for your employees and building the work-life community?
Nobody cares.
I think you have to have a culture at your job. Some people enjoy going back to work because of the work culture.
I mean, I went back to a job that I liked one time.
Yeah.
Like, it was just a fun a job that I could get.
You
through.
have to value people. You can't treat people like workers or that they're replaceable, because you end up in a place where people don't want to come back.
Or you gotta just treat people right. How about that? Just start treating people right.
Treat people right,
nigga. How the fuck I'm getting paid $9 to do something that you get paid to be? You get paid $20 to supervise.
Right.
Like, this don't make sense.
It's just, I mean, listen, I want to be able to say that in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years down the line, things have changed for workers in America, and we all have health care. Every job gives you health care.
I also don't.
You get to go on group trips with your job.
Who the fuck want to do that?
You ever hear your grandparents talk about like work in the past, and they be like, oh, they gave us a bonus. We got this bonus. We got to go on this holiday party. Like all the fun shit they used to talk about for work. I want us to get there where they value the employees and they get them gifts for Christmas and stuff. You know, I don't know. That's what I want. I would like for it to be you get maternity leave paternity. No, not paternity, because that's when you find out what the baby daddy is.
I actually think we've had this
that is
conversation.
a paternity test.
I know. So it's not paternity leave; it's maternity leave. I know.
I mean, but this paternity leave
For the men.
So is it paternity?
We've literally
baby
had
daddy
this
leave?
exact
Okay.
conversation on this show, and he proved us wrong. The phrase "for men" leaving
paternity?
is paternity.
Baby daddy leave. So I want that to be a part of the benefits.
Yeah, you toxic for real.
Baby daddy leave. And
Baby daddy leave is a wild ass name for that.
but I want employers to treat their workers like they're worth something. Instead of giving them 2 weeks, give them a month off. They deserve it.
It doesn't go along with their bottom line.
All right. Yeah,
it's
you're
about
right.
that bread. How about we just get rid of the... Oh, what happened? Oh, listen. What happens when Bitcoin becomes the way of currency?
I'm behind because I don't have any.
But what I'm saying is, how do you know how much you're supposed to be paid in Bitcoins if your job start paying you in Bitcoins? Like, what if the value of a dollar goes away?
We
and
just
Bitcoin
starting
becomes the
over.
same?
We're starting over with currency. That's all it will mean. And it's kind of like somebody's way of trying to flip the page on everything else and turn it topsy turvy.
I mean, when this shit over, I ain't gonna be upset.
You want to dance about it?
Do I want to dance?
We got a playlist for that.
Oh, I was so confused. No, I don't want to dance.
You don't want to dance?
What am I, invited to a barbecue?
You are now.
I want to be invited to a barbecue.
Listen to what I like, because I could dance. Never mind, we'll get to it later. You're now tuned in to WMEZ. This week on the Song of the Week, we got Mike Dimes. This joint called Label Callin here on WMEZ.
Textually active.
My bad. I just remembered a TikTok I saw a couple of weeks ago where there was like a millennial at their cubicle listening to like trap music, like in their AirPods. Because you be sitting there like in your Excel, doing Excel, proficiently, and you're like this, you're like typing and stuff like that, and you're like boo 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 boo, like you just all that extra stuff.
While you typing, that's hilarious.
Right. All right, pull your memes out. E, you got a meme this week?
Yeah, perfect, because I was struggling, but I found this on the timeline, and it kind of fits perfectly. So this is actually from The Daily Show, with Trevor Noah.
Yeah, I know that show.
It was an excerpt. It was saying, many restaurants are getting workers back by raising wages and offering benefits. I guess it turns out that when businesses were saying nobody wants to work, what they actually meant was nobody wants to work for the starvation wages we were willing to pay them. So, I mean, I know I was arguing you guys down a little bit, but I don't know.
That's true.
I'm still a little scorned.
I mean, you don't want somebody who don't want to work for you. They're
Sure.
Bad business.
I think if you're fair, like it should work.
Absolutely. Meezy, what you got?
Meme of the week goes right along with this because it feels real. Every time I put money away for a rainy day, it rained the next fucking day.
Ugh. All right, my meme is going to go along with the argument we've been seeing for the past couple weeks on the timeline, and it goes: a black man tweeted that black women shouldn't be wearing bonnets in public because they can just wear scarves and hats. A sister responded that scarves are boneless bonnets, and my soul leaped.
Boneless bonnet.
Boneless bonnet. That's all it is. It just ain't got the bone on it.
Yeah. Makes sense. Pretty good.
Anyway, thank you all for listening to this week's episode of Textually Active.
Hey, which goes along with my point. I'm going to keep reiterating it. Monique started this shit. Women don't like women. I'm just going to keep telling you. Like, until we can find like positive reinforcement of women liking women, I don't see it.
Some women need to shut the fuck up, though. That's all I'm going to say.
All right.
But we'll be back next Tuesday for another week of Textually Active. In the meantime, make sure you watch our show live on Fridays. We do the text thread. We're on social media at the Textually Active, the Tech Stack. Was that the text thread sound?
I think it was yes.
And we're on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We need the subs. Sub to YouTube right now.
Nigga dropped a producer tag.
Shout out to our new subs on YouTube. We see y'all. We fuck with y'all. Thank you for listening. We'll be back next week. Goodbye.
You're.
Thank you for listening to the Textually Active podcast. This podcast is a full-service production from the Open Media Lab. Be sure to check in every Textual Tuesday along with following them on all social media at Textually Active Pod. Textually Active is a part of the Open Media Network.